Hello lovely humans, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't flowed with me before, I am Amy, and if you have been here before then welcome back. This is going to be a intermediate / advanced class with a focus on heart opening, working towards dropping back into wheel pose at the end, but that is of course totally optional. If you don't feel like doing that, you can still get a lot of fun out of this flow. And even though it's heart opening, we're definitely going to be building some fire in the legs as well, so I guess it's just a top all-rounder. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do take a second to do so. It will make me very, very happy. And you can like this video if you enjoy it to let me know I should make more like it. And please feel free to comment with any thoughts, any requests and any suggestions. So without further ado, we will begin sitting on our heels with our shins on the mat. We're going to be here for a good few minutes as we connect to our breath and to our bodies. So if you know that this pose could get uncomfortable, or you have any doubts as to whether you'll be able to happily sit here for a few minutes, then you can sit up on a block or a cushion or a blanket, or just take any position that feels comfortable for you. So once you've got yourself nicely set up, take a minute to check in with your posture. So the head is stacking over the heart, which is stacking over the hips. We're finding length through both sides of the neck, maybe tucking the chin in just slightly. The shoulders are softening down away from the ears as the shoulder blades draw down and together down the back. We've got that soft curve in the lower spine. Arms are feeling soft, fingertips resting wherever feels comfortable. You could take your hands into your favourite mudra. Feeling into the parts of the body that are rooting down into the earth, the shins connecting to the ground, providing you with that stability. Just take another scan of the body to notice any residual areas of tension that you might be clinging onto, and try and send your awareness there to just soften them. Maybe the shoulders, maybe the face and the jaw, maybe the pelvic floor, maybe the eyebrows. If you are not already, start to breathe in and out through the nose, if that feels comfortable for you. Notice the quality of the air that you're breathing in, what the temperature of it is like, how it feels as it enters your body and exits your body. Can you send that breath deep down all the way into the belly? Feeling the belly rising and falling with every breath. And there is absolutely no shame here in filling your belly up, letting it expand and take up space. You might feel the shoulders gently rising and falling with every breath. Maybe the chest puffing out slightly as well. You might even notice the back side of the body moving slightly as you breathe. Not just filling up the front side of the body, but maybe the back. Sending that breath from top to bottom, left to right, front to back, the whole entire torso filling up with nourishing breath. Making every breath slightly longer and smoother and deeper than the one that came before it. And there'll be plenty of time for movement coming up, so just take these last few moments of stillness. Take 3 deep breaths on your own. If you're still sat on your shins and that still feels comfortable, you can stay there. If you wish to move from this position, feel free to sit in a cross-legged. If you're still sat on your shins, and if you sat cross-legged, bring the hands onto the knees. On your next breath in, pull the heart through, lift the chest, gaze in the direction of the ceiling, and exhale, round the spine. Pull the spine towards the back of the room. Inhale, lift the collarbones, shine the heart forwards. Exhale, draw the tailbone in, round the head in, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lift the chest, point the tailbone towards the back of the room. Breathe into all that space you're creating. And exhale, round the spine. Let's go for 2 more. Inhaling to lift, opening through the chest. Using the hands on the knees to pull you through, and exhale, round the spine, pushing towards the back of the mat. Now inhale, come forwards, bring the hands to interlace around the back of the neck. On your next breath in, lift the chest, draw the elbows down and back away from one another. And exhale, pull the chin into the chest, bring the elbows in towards one another. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down and back, lift the chest only as far as feels comfortable on your neck, and exhale, draw the chin in towards the chest, separating the shoulder blades. 2 more. Inhaling, opening and lifting, exhaling, rounding everything in. Last time. Inhale, open, fill the chest, and release all the air as you round back. Come to neutral, release the fingertips. If you are not sat on your shins, come and meet us back in this position. Bring the knees as wide as the mat, big toes are touching. On your next breath in, sweep both arms up overhead, and your next breath out, take a twist to the right, bringing the left hand onto the outside edge of the right knee. Right fingertips come out behind. And the option is to bring the right hand to grab for the left hip or the left inner thigh, taking it into a twist. Inhale, reach the crown of the head even higher up to the sky. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand to left knee, left fingertips out behind. Or maybe start to work that left hand in the direction of the right leg. Deep breath in as you find a little bit more length, and deep breath out as you find a little bit more depth. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. This time keeping the right fingertips behind you on the mat. Start to lift the hips as you slide the left hand up towards the right hip, coming into a twisted camel pose here. So really pressing the chest up towards the sky, maybe letting the head fall back if that feels supported on the neck. Another full cycle of breath here. And then drop those hips back down. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side, and then start to lift the hips. Right hand slides up towards the left hip, pushing the chest up towards the sky for our twisty camel. Inhale, exhale. Drop those hips down, come back through centre. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist over to the right. This time lift the hips up and extend the left fingertips towards the back of the room. Drop those hips back down, sweep it around to the other side. Reach the right fingertips back, flow between them, spinning the hand round and down, lifting the opposite hand up, making it fluid, dancing in between both sides, finding that fluidity, warming up through the spine. And it's still early on in our practice, so just listen to your body. Take it as far as you want to go. You might come down onto the hand instead of the fingertips, only if it feels good. One more time on each side, sweeping it around to the right, lifting the hips, taking it down, sweeping it over to the left. Come back through centre, bring the knees so that they're in line with the hips, lift the hips off the heels, coming to kneel on our shins. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the lower back, fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling, or they can point down towards the earth if that feels more comfortable for you. Elbows drawing down and back towards one another. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, start to lean back into this supported camel pose. You might have another option of camel you prefer, but for now I just encourage you to take this option today with the hands on the lower back for support. And it is very early in our practice still, like I said, so only take what feels supported in your body. Take another breath here if that feels okay. And unwind, come all the way back. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead, and now a little challenge for you is to tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the mat and make your way up to standing without using the hands. Walk yourself forwards towards the top of the mat, fingertips are still reaching up overhead. On your next breath in, reach them up even higher, take it into a little baby back bend, but make sure you're keeping the glutes and the lower back engaged, so not collapsing like this. We want to be finding length through the spine as we lean back. Now once again, bring the fingertips to the lower back, fingers pointing up to the sky, and start to lean yourself back into a back bend. Inhale, puffing the chest even higher up towards the sky, opening through the chest here. And exhale, come down to a flat back. With the hands still perching on the back, you can turn the fingertips to point towards the back of the room this time. And use the hands on the back to feel your alignment. So notice whether your tailbone is rounding down towards the earth. If it is, imagine it's like an arrow and you want it to be pointing towards the back of the mat, finding length through the whole spine here. On your next breath in, sweep the arms straight out in front of you and take 10 mini pulses with the chest down towards the earth for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the left hand down towards the earth, bend the left knee, sweep the right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. Option once again is to bring the right hand around for the left inner thigh, opening through the chest. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, take the right hand down, bend the right knee, sweep the left fingertips up to the sky, and then maybe take that bind, wrapping the left hand around the right inner thigh. Inhale, unravel, come to that flat back. Once again, reach the fingertips out in front and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here for just an extra moment. And on your next breath out, release down into a forward fold. We'll work through some sun salutations, and I'll give you the option of coming up to that flat back with the arms extended out in front each time. So on your next breath in, flat back, fingertips reach out ahead maybe. Exhale, release. Step one foot at a time back to plank, and in our first plank, let's just warm up through the wrists by rocking ourselves back and forwards, maybe rocking around in circles, making sure to go in both directions. And then find some stillness, hold your plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wave the body back straight to downward facing dog this time. In our first downward dog, let's find some movement through the legs, pedaling them out, feeling into the hips and the hamstrings. Maybe take some wiggles from side to side. On your next breath in, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, and your next breath out, either step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, fingertips reach. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Maybe take it into a little baby back bend. Exhale, release, all the way down to your fold. Inhale, flat back, fingertips reach. Exhale, release, step it back to plank, work down through a chaturanga if you wish. Inhale, upward facing dog, and let's just hold our first upward facing dog, drawing the chest forwards, drawing the shoulders back, finding a little micro bend in the elbows so we're not locking them out. Now roll onto the outside edge of the left foot, drop the left hip down, gaze over the right shoulder, back towards the feet, finding an opening through the side body, come back through centre, take it over to the other side. Take it back through centre and then press your way all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, inhale to prepare, exhale, make your way forward. Inhale, flat back with arms extended. Exhale, release. Bend the knees, deep breath in, reach all the way up, and release all the way down. Inhale, whatever version of flat back you fancy. Exhale, release. Step it back, or maybe hop it back to plank, working through a chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in to prepare, and release that breath as you make your way forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Fill the lungs as you rise all the way up to standing, and empty the lungs as you descend down into a fold. Deep breath in, coming up to a flat back. Deep breath out, step it back, chaturanga, or whatever you fancy as you make your way back to a downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take 2 more sun salutations on your own now, working at your own pace, with your own breath, adding anything on, taking anything out, making it work for you, finding what feels good. However speedily or slowly you're moving, just make sure that you're moving with your breath. Once you have done your sun salutations, we'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Reconnect to the breath if you lost it. As you're ready, once again, inhale to prepare, exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, rise all the way up to your Tadasana. Drop the hands down by your sides. Put all of your weight into your right foot. Really feel that connection of the right foot into the earth. As you inhale, sweep the arms up, draw the left knee in towards the chest. And as you exhale, windmill your way into a warrior three, but sweep the right fingertips behind the right fingertips, both hands behind you, sweep the arms up to the sky and kick the left leg up to the sky. So it's like a warrior three, but with a focus on opening the heart, reaching that foot and reaching the fingertips in the direction of the sky. Now keep the fingertips reaching behind you. Start to draw the left heel in towards the left glute and then bring the hands to grab onto that top of that foot. You can bring the hands to interlace and then start to kick that foot up towards the sky, still with the grip on it, still gazing down at the top of the mat, opening through the chest. And still with the grip on the foot, start to deliver the left knee to tap the back of the right calf, coming into a Jiva squat. On your next breath in, kick the foot up to the sky, open the chest, and your next breath out, tap it down, Jiva squat, drawing the heel in towards the glute. Inhale, kick everything up and open, and last time, exhale, draw the heel in, tap it behind. Now keeping the legs just as they are, release the grip on the foot, sweep the left fingertips down towards the earth, reach the right arm up towards the sky, finding a twist here, hold, and now keeping the upper body twisted to the right, start to drop the left knee behind the right ankle, sit your bum down on the floor, twist the upper body to the right, landing in Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. If you got a bit lost there, we've got the right foot stamping up and over the left knee, left heel is in next to the right glute. You can keep the arms extended like this, or you can give that right knee a hug with the left elbow as you bring the right fingertips out behind you. Once again, we inhale and find some length, and we exhale, find a little bit more depth. Now bring the upper body to face the front of the mat, releasing from the twist, keeping the right ankle crossing over the top of the left knee. We're going to stamp the left foot on the floor, so we're in a figure four, pigeon leg kind of position. Bring the fingertips to face towards the front of the mat. On your next breath in, start to lift the hips off the mat, press into the hands, opening through the chest. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhaling, lift everything off. And now hold here. Extend the right toes to point towards the front of the mat. And then start to walk the hands in towards the feet. And then lift the hands off the mat. Right foot is still hovering. We're in a pistol squat. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stamp the right foot on the mat, come up to standing, landing back in our Tadasana. Give the hips a little wiggle from side to side, drop the hands down by the hips, and just settle to prepare yourself before we move on to the other side. So get really heavy in that left foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up, draw the right knee in towards the chest this time, and then exhale, lower the chest towards the floor, sweep the right toes up to the sky, reach the fingertips up and back. Hold here in this nice heart opening warrior three, and then start to draw the right heel in towards the right glute. Then bring the hands to interlace around the top of that right foot. As you breathe in, kick the foot up and away from you, open through the chest, Maybe you fall out of the pose like I just did, and you just come back to it, letting go of any frustration. As you breathe out, draw the heel into the glute, tap it down to the back of that left calf. Inhale, kick everything up and away. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time on this side. And breathe out, tap it in. Last time, inhale, kick everything up. Exhale, tap everything in. Then keep the legs just as they are as you release the grip on the foot. Bring the right hand down towards the earth. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky. Hold here in your twisted jiva squat. And then drop the right knee behind the left ankle, sit yourself down, twist to the left, Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Maybe you give that left knee a nice hug with the right arm. Deep breath in, finding some length. Deep breath out, finding some depth. And then turn once again to face the front of the mat. Stamp the right foot on the floor, left ankle still crossing over the top of the right knee, and bring the fingertips to face towards, where are they facing towards? Front of the mat, towards the front of the mat. Had to think about that for a second then. On your next breath in, lift the hips, lift the chest up to the sky. Breathe out, drop the hips down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, drop it down. Last time, inhaling to lift, and this time we point the left toes towards the front of the mat. Start to walk the hands towards the feet and then sweep the fingers up to the sky. Pistol squat. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stamp the left foot on the floor. Rise all the way up to standing. Deep breath in. Reach the fingertips up, deep breath out, drop them down by your sides. We're going to work through that little sequence one more time, but switching it up a little bit, adding a few things on. So just take a moment here for your breath to settle. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up, draw the left knee into the chest. Deep breath out, windmill your way into that open heart warrior 3. Take another deep breath in, and as you breathe out, tap the left toes down and back off the right side of the mat. So down to the right, inhale, kick them back up towards the sky. Exhale, tap them down. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, tap them down. 2 more. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to tap them down, bending that right knee. Last time, inhaling to lift, exhaling to tap them down. Now we inhale to lift and then draw the heel into the glute. Bring the hands to interlace around that foot. Inhale, kick it up to the sky. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, tap it down. Whoop. Last time, inhaling to kick. Exhaling to tap it in, release the grip on the foot. Inhale, reach the right arm up, left hand down. Exhale, sit yourself down for the twist. Just take a deep breath in on this side. Exhale, take it even deeper. Listen for the change. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the left hand side, right fingertips still reaching up to the sky, and then we lift the hips up off the mat, coming onto the left shin and the right tiptoes. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. One more time. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, dropping it down. And once again, stamp the left foot on the mat, coming into our reverse table. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhaling to lift. Now this time, stamp the right foot on the floor. Start to walk your hands forward so you're on a pistol squat, bending into the right leg this time. Sweep the left toes behind you. Come onto the fingertips to help you make your way into a warrior 3 on that right leg. Hold here for just a moment. and then sweep the left toes back through, once again into a pistol squat, left toes pointing forwards, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stamp the left foot next to the right. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, lower the hands down by your side. Straight to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Draw the right knee into the chest. Exhale, windmill your way into your open heart, warrior 3. And when you breathe out, tap the right toes down and back off the left hand side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. 3 more. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to tap. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Now inhale, lift. Right heel in towards the glute. Hands come to interlace behind it. Inhale, kick the foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw it in, Jiva squat. Inhale, kick. Exhale, squat. One more time, and it's the last time we'll ever do this today. Squat it down, hold the legs as they are as you reach the right fingertips down, left fingertips up, and then drop that right leg down, coming into a twist. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling, deepening into the twist. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Lift the hips as you breathe in. Drop them back down as you breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Bring the fingertips to face the front of the mat. Stamp the right foot on the earth. Deep breath in, reverse table. Deep breath out, drop it down. Fill the lungs as you lift the chest. Empty the lungs as you drop the hips. Last time, inhaling, lift. Now this time, extend the right leg long and plant the right foot on the mat as you walk it forward into a pistol squat with the left knee bent up to the sky and the right leg out straight. Sweep the left toes behind you. Use the fingertips to help you as you make your way into a warrior 3 on that left leg. Holding here for just a moment and then sweeping the left toes through, back down into a pistol squat, holding here for just a moment and then planting the right foot on the mat, rising our way all the way up to standing and breathing out, releasing the hands down by our sides, just having a little wiggle. Deep breath in through the nose, fill up the belly. Maybe sigh it out through the mouth, letting go of some tension. I'm sweating, my hair is flopping all over the place, so if you are the same, you're falling over, you're sweating, we are totally in this together. Now start to walk the toes out so they're facing the outside edges of the mat, toes pointing out, heels pointing in. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, and then in slow motion, lower yourself down into a Malasana, but taking it really slowly. And then start to rise all the way back up, once again, taking it slow. Straightening those legs, one more time, lower yourself down into that Malasana, going down slow. Reach those fingertips even higher up towards the sky and then take the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Option here is to take a bind around that left leg. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, open the heart to the other side. Once again, maybe taking a bind around that leg. Release, come back through center. Now things are going to get super funky. We're going to be twisting here, there and everywhere, going in all directions. So if you've got the hands pressing at heart center, release them. Take a huge step back with the left hand towards the back of the mat. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Reach the right fingertips back. So we're kind of in a wild thing, kind of in a reverse table, mixture of the two. Now take a huge step back, big transition into an easy twist at the back of the mat, bending into the right leg. So lift the right toes to hover off the mat and then step them to the outside of the left hand roots, readjust your position as you need. Inhale, sweep the right fingertips high, bring the right hand into a fist, start to take some circles with that fist, feeling into the wrist. Now keeping the upper body twisted to the right, start to lift the left hand off the mat, coming into a revolved crescent lunge. Right fingertips reaching to what was the front of the mat but is now the back of the mat. Left fingertips reaching, finding that energy. Now keeping the arms just as they are, start to twist the upper body over to the other side and drop down into a Skandasana, bending into that right leg. Feeling into the hips here, keeping that left hip hovering up off the mat. And now another big transition, come into Warrior Two at the front of the mat, bending into that left leg now. So we've magically made our way back to facing the front of the mat. Fingertips reach long, press into the outer edge of that right foot. Now bring the hands to interlace behind the lower back. Inhale, puff up the chest. Exhale, bring the left shoulder in towards the left knee. Let the arms drop down and back. Humble warrior. Now keeping the hands interlaced behind the lower back, we're going to take a huge step and come into a half moon, but with the arms in this position interlaced behind the lower back. Take as many steps as you need to get there, to lift the right leg up and behind you, hands interlaced behind the lower back. You can totally release the interlace and bring the left hand down to the earth if you wish. Just an option for playing around and having a little bit of fun. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now start to bring the right knee in to meet the left, but with the right foot still hovering off the earth. Start to bend into that left leg, hands still interlaced behind the lower back. So we're in a kind of chair pose variation with the right foot hovering and the hands interlaced. Now drop that right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, puff the chest even higher up towards the sky. Exhale, straighten the legs, descend down into a fold. Let the arms flop up and overhead. Now start to walk the toes towards the outside edges of the mat and drop yourself down into a Malasana with the hands still interlaced behind the back. Your Malasana might be bending forwards at an angle, that's absolutely fine. Just hold here for an extra moment. And then release. Extend the arms out in front, give the wrists a little shimmy shake out, maybe interlace them and wiggle them around in circles. Just giving our wrists a little bit of love, why not? And then as you're ready, release the hands, take a huge step back with the right hand this time towards the back of the mat, lift the hips up, sweep the left hand behind. So we're in this kind of wild thing, kind of reverse table situation. And then we take a huge step with the left foot towards the back of the mat, step it next to that right hand. Inhale, sweep the left fingertips up to the sky, bring the hand into a fist, start to take some nice big circles on that wrist. Keeping the twist in the upper body, start to lift the right hand off the mat and come into our revolved crescent lunge. Stacking head over heart, over hips, sinking deep into that left knee, engaging through the glutes. And then keeping the arms just as they are, spin the body to the other side, drop down onto that left heel, landing in a Skandasana. Bring the fingers to the mat for support if you wish, or keeping them extended. Feel that opening in the inner thigh and the groin, and then launch your way into a Warrior Two, bending into the right leg, facing the front of the mat once again. And then bring hands to interlace behind the lower back, finding the opposite interlace, so the one that feels a bit weird. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, right shoulder presses down in towards the right knee. Humble warrior. And then we come using as many steps as we wish into half moon with the hands still interlaced behind the back. Whoop! Releasing the interlace and bringing the hands down if you wish. Absolutely no shame in that. Now start to lower the left knee to meet the right, but keep the left heel drawing up and in towards the left glute. You can totally touch those toes down for support anytime you fancy it. Keep puffing the chest up and open, so not collapsing through the shoulders. Holding here. And then drop left foot to meet the right. Bend the knees for this bound chair pose. Holding here, finding a little bit more fire in the legs. And then straighten the legs. Lower the chest down towards the thighs. Let the fists drop up and over. And then once again we start to walk the feet out, lower ourselves down into this funky bound Malasana if it feels good. Release the interlace, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, and we'll go for 3 more of those funky, well, they're not very funky, lifts and lowers up to standing, but taking it slow. I think slow was the word I was looking for instead of funky. Getting my words mixed up as always. All the way up, slowly, slowly, all the way down. Let's go for 2 more. Rising up. See if I can get all the way to the top before you. Rising, rising, sinking down. 1 more time. Coming back up to standing. Give those hips a little wiggle, release the hands down by the sides, bring the toes to point forwards. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now we're going to work into into 1 drop back into wheel pose. If you've never done this before, then I would encourage you to only do it if you feel super duper confident in it, if you know that you have a lot of strength in the muscles running along your spine and in your core, only if you feel confident. If you have never done it before, the first time it feels like you're gonna fall, and you've kind of just got to embrace that feeling and trust that you are not going to fall. So you can totally just come into your wheel pose now, coming up from the floor as you would usually do, or you can join me in dropping back. You can either have the hands at heart center as you start to lean the upper body back, or you can just have them already reaching down behind you. And we want to lower down slowly and in control. So not just flinging ourselves back, but really using the strength of the spine to lower ourselves back slowly, slowly, slowly until we can't lean. Oh, I can't speak while doing it. Until we can't lean back anymore. And then we flip the hands and drop them down to the earth. So if you're joining me, land in your drop back, coming into wheel pose. And if you don't fancy the drop back, just come and meet us in wheel. Take super deep breaths into the belly and into the chest. Option to stay here or to root down through the left foot. Sweep the right leg up towards the sky. Drop that foot down. Sweep the other foot up. Drop that foot down. Option to stay in your wheel or to walk those forearms down onto the floor for a forearm wheel. Only going where feels supported in your body. Then everybody, make your way out. Definitely not an easy pose to make your way out of very gracefully, we'll all come, land on our back, bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat, let the knees drop in towards one another. Just take a moment here in this constructive rest pose, finding a nice neutral spine. Let your breath settle. Deep, deep breaths. So when we do back bends and heart openers like that, the breath fills more of the upper chest than it does the stomach, and breathing into the chest has the effect of stimulating our sympathetic nervous system, which makes us feel awake, alert and energized. So back bends are fab to do if you need a little energy boost at any point. Little fun fact for you. Now start to windshield wipe the legs, dropping both knees over to one side, back through centre, over to the other. Keep it going, moving them back and forth. Just releasing any tension from the lower back before we counterpose our back bends. Start to draw both knees into the chest now. Give them a big squeeze, but keep the lower back rooting into the earth. So if squeezing them in further makes your lower back lift off the mat, then I would encourage you to ease out of the squeeze. That was fun to say, ease out of the squeeze, and just keep the lower back gluing in the direction of the earth. I love in this pose to send super duper deep breaths down into the belly and feel my legs being pushed away from me as I breathe in, and feeling them drawing back in towards me as I breathe out. Release the grip on the knees, cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee, and then thread the hands through between the legs, either reaching for the back of the left thigh or reaching for the front of the left shin, and starting to draw the left knee towards you as you push the right knee away from you. But once again, making sure that the hips and the shoulders are staying in contact with the earth. Keeping that right foot nice and flexed back towards the right knee. And even as we're using the strength of the arms to draw the legs, one leg towards us and one away from us, try and not let tension creep into the shoulders and the face and the jaw. Release the grip on the legs, let the right leg carry on wrapping around the left, either finding the single or the double wrap, and then let the knees drop over to the left, coming into a spinal twist with eagle legs. You are welcome to take any version of a twist that you prefer. So now we're starting to slow things down, start to send the breath deep down into the belly, and by doing that, breathing into the belly, we tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is all about rest, digest, relax. So we brought the energy throughout our practice, and now it's time to close our practice by relaxing. Unravel, come back through centre, hug those knees into the chest, and then switch sides, crossing left ankle over the top of the right knee and finding the interlace either round the thigh or round the shin, keeping the hips and shoulders grounding into the earth. sending the breath into the sensations in the hips. Release the grip on the legs and then either find the single or the double wrap before you drop the knees. Don't have space, drop the knees over to the right, coming into Garudasana Twist. Softening both shoulders down into the earth, gazing wherever is comfortable. Unravel, come back through centre, give those knees one final big squeeze. Slide the arms long, lower yourself down onto your back, landing in Shavasana. You can have the legs long, you can come into a Supta Baddha Konasana for an opening in the hips, or you can bring the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees drop in to create a little bit of extra space for your lower back. Option to bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. As you feel the belly rise and fall, and as you feel the heart beating, it might just help you tap into the present moment. So we started our practice with stillness, and now we end our practice with stillness. Bookending all of that movement, letting our bodies and our breath and our mind settle. Once again, take another little body scan for any tension that you might be grasping onto and see if you can release it and surrender. Feeling supported by the earth beneath you, providing stability so that you can be soft. If your mind is wandering away, just gently encourage it back to the present moment, back to your body, back to your breath. If you feel like hanging out in your Shavasana for longer, then as always, I very, very strongly encourage that. If you are ready to move on, then start to wiggle the fingers, twinkle the toes, maybe take some circles with the ankles and the wrists, just finding whatever movement feels good on this moment, on this day, before you gently, carefully make your way back to seated. Oh my gosh, I told you my hair has totally gone doolally in this practice. Oh well. Shall I just take it out? Let's just take the hair down. We will come to a comfortable seated position and seal our practice today by bringing one hand on top of the other at heart center, and just take a moment to feel your heart beating. You might notice that your heartbeat speeds up as you inhale and it slows down as you exhale. Release the hands down. And that is your practice for the day. Thank you so much for choosing to flow with me today. Like I said at the start, I would be so grateful if you could like this video, if you could leave any comments, if you could subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you have a fabulous day, and hopefully you will be back with me practicing yoga very soon. Sending you lots of love.